Okay, dear students, we have done with your retail location strategy, which was included into your module 3, okay, of a retail management class. So what we are going to do today is the part 1 is almost completed with half of your concept related to retail location strategies. Now this will be your retail management module 3 part 2 for location strategy. Fine. So anyway, we people have gone through some basic information about what is the location and what is the importance of the location, and how much the decision with respect to the location of location into the retail strategy is an important role. So also we people have discussed on elements into retail mix, which also stated that the very bigger portion of this location strategy is going to have an importance into the compared to the other retail mix. So as we said, importance of location decision was also discussed. Then also we people have discussed something about the levels of location decision, and also the factors which are going to determine, as I said, first we have to select a city. Among the city, we people have to select certain location. Okay, in that particular location, which should be your site, where it can help you people to reach your targeted, customers. Fine. So also we people have discussed around certain types of retail location as freestanding location. Then also we gone through some neighborhood stores, highway stores, some business associated locations. Okay, and also we went with some unplanned business districts. Among that, you can take it as a downtown or even a retail business district, which was discussed, and also along with that uh, secondary business district, then neighborhood business district, and also suburban business district. So even compared to the unplanned, even planned shopping center was also discussed. As we people are well versed with this, we usually see around us like regional, shopping malls or center malls, and also some community shopping centers, very smallest one. Okay, and some specialized markets, and we went with some periodic matters, which markets which we people find in certain weekdays. Fine. So also we have some shopping malls. As I told you people can go through this. Fine. So where we left was here, trade-off between you know okay, the trade-off between the locations. Especially we always see when we look for what is the major advantage for any retail location. We go through some two major things. Always we compare and then we would discuss. You take any retailer, he always looks for a location which should be having more advantage with respect to the rent as well as traffic. So usually he looks for some rent which is moderate or less or low rent for them, and also the traffic which passes in front of the store should be very high in numbers. So there is a relative advantage and also disadvantage to consider with each location. Sometimes what happens, if your targeted audience, targeted customers, and your type of segment which is situated in certain location, and that location will give you very huge traffic, sometime a retailer can compromise with the rent. So because the rent may be high at that time, but thing is the traffic can help him in in having some good income and a profit to reach for paying the rent. So here we have something like relative advantage of major retail locations, as people have gone through. Okay, so here are certain location issues which always look for. Okay, if you see your certain issues like large size drawn people to an area, especially these you people find in cities, okay, and also in shopping malls. But in strip centers or you say freestanding, this issue cannot be solved. So other type like people who are working or living in an area which will be providing sources of provided sources of customers. For this city as well as city centers, or if we take it as a strip centers, fine. Those two are going to have a huge demand for you know um, these type of locations to solve a certain issue. And sources of entertainment and recreation usually you find only in shopping malls where variety of departments along with you find some entertainment there. Okay, some small playing area for the childrens and for even with some good music, some aroma. Right, people get a lot of entertainment there. Okay, even they have something up there, departments, stores, and also some recreation type of games which are played there. Okay, can also be found. So mall is the only one which can solve you the issue with respect to the source of entertainment and recreation for any customers. Protection against the weather, again we say shopping mall. Okay, the plus sign says that it's an advantageous one. You can select to get customers protected from any type of worst weather condition in the time of shopping. Probably this shopping mall can be the best one. Okay. Now, other like security wise, when we see now security, if you find it will be more into in your into the shopping malls. You cannot find that into strip centers or central business districts or you know freestanding where it will be open to everybody there. Okay, security becomes very difficult for any retailer to have in front of the shop or inside the shop for the customers. So more number of theft and robberies can be possibly found. So when we see long or uniform hours of operation, I think these three are major thing. If you want to have a retail shop with this type of an issue, I mean this type of a concept like having long or uniform hours of operation, like strip centers and shopping malls as well as freestanding can be the best one compared to your central business districts. Okay, then when we talk about planned shopping area or balance tenant mix, I think this for balancing especially this shopping mall can be the best one. Okay, where we are going to plan better. Okay, how to construct a mall and into the mall how the departments can be arranged and what type of departments shopping departments can be included. It will be very much well planned. Okay, and when it comes to the parking, like your strip centers and your freestanding can have very advantageous one. Okay, especially almost near to nil, we can say that parking charges are included. Here, when you go to the central business district or shopping malls, limited space will be provided. If there's a huge rush into the mall or your central business district, there parking becomes deficiency for even the retailers to help the customers, and even sometimes customers get fed with that. So that parking becomes the biggest problem for them. Okay, when it comes to occupancy cost, like example like a rent, always the central business is questionable one. Okay, and like your strip centers and freestanding can be the best to select if you want to bring the cost down of your retail operation. Okay, the rent can help you. Okay, now on a pedestrians traffic, who especially in city center shopping will be very high because that is directly connected to the convenience what a customer find. Okay, while while they are going to shop. Now, landlord control will be very high in this city business districts, strip centers, and freestanding because shopping mall can be owned by some group of builders or maybe by even individual person also, and they go with more legal one. Okay, they go to a legal one, and the conditions on the basis of running a store and providing whatever the rent to him, it will be predetermined on the legal basis. So there will be no ambiguity between okay the retailer and the landlord. So the strong competition will be high in your strip city and as well as freestanding locations because a huge number of stores, maybe a similar type of stores are also included there. Very much similar type of stores will be fighting for a single customer. Too much of competition. But when it comes to the shopping malls, very planned one where even retail stores may be having same type of categories. Two retail stores may be having same type of categories. But thing is the brands change, fine, the concept change, so usually they can pull certain type of customers who are looking for a specific type of brands, and those specific brands are available in certain shops exclusively meant for them. Tax and the incentives, this is questionable in every type of location. Okay, So there are other type of retail locations, opportunities you people can find. Usually you see in some resorts, some airports, hospitals, or store within a store, we can say. Okay, where a bigger store can have a small store. A small section is provided to certain people to showcase their product and a merchandise, and they can have a transaction with the customer. Okay, this retail, I mean, these airports can be also a good location for advertising, and also you can start with your own retail, sections there. Fine, and then we have a retail. Sorry, you have a resorts. Okay, if, especially when you go to a resort, you find some fashionable apparels. Okay, a small shop inside a fashionable apparels. Fine, maybe Ayurvedic shops will be provided. Certain space into the your resorts. Fine, like some confectionery stores for children's and etc. People can find. The hospitals can be also the best place where some immediate convenience type of goods which is required for day-to-day use. Okay, if somebody comes into emergency for the hospital and they want to stay for 2 3 days, usually in such type of situation, they look for some convenience type of goods which they require, to perform their day-to-day activities. Probably that can be the best place to have convenience type of shops there. Okay, then we have some matching location to retail strategy. Here, this is something like on the basis of certain readings, we can say this is very much important, where it can be helpful for us. But thing is, it can change on the basis of the a type of business model which is followed by a retailer, and also sometimes it all depends on convenience of the retailer. Okay, maybe his weakness or certain threats what he's going to face and escape from them. Probably he can choose some alternative type of locations. So what can be the best matching location to retail strategy? For example, like somebody wants to start this your department store, something regional malls are very best for them. Okay, then specialty apparels. Okay, you can go through some central business districts and regional malls, which will be helping you people to start with your specialty apparels. Okay, and get some good traffic for them. So this is what it says is like whatever the location I'm going to tell now, that location can give you advantage on the basis of bringing more traffic to your shop. Fine. Then we have a category specialist. These power centers, which are very bigger one, more than 5 lakh, sorry, 50,000 to 5 lakh, you people get a square foot of bigger one. Okay, 2 3 bigger boxes you people can find. Okay, with the different departments inside it. So freestanding can also be the best one for category specialist. In one line you find all the footwear shops. Okay, and we have something like grocery stores. Now we say strip centers. Very smaller one. You can go. Then the drug stores. There's no hard and fast rule that they should be situated in certain place only. Especially they are going to be situated in such a place where more hospitals are there around. Okay, or maybe in such a location that one or two doctors have their own clinic. So something we say it as a standalone. Okay, they don't have any comparison with the other type of retail stores. Fine. Hmm. Okay, we have certain different types of consumer goods and location decisions. Sometimes it depends. The type of consumers you people are going to serve and the type of goods that you people are going to keep into your retail shop. For those type of customers, the location decisions are going to be selected. Now we go to convenience goods. These type of goods are very low price goods, and they're going to be purchased again and again. Okay, from certain convenience stores around you, which is located in certain type of business central business districts. Okay, and the concept of that type of the store and the related locations, like they are going to be very low priced one, and also immediately people can use it, so the, such mobility will be given to the customers. Okay, and because of this, the mobility and with the low price, that will be helping you people to attract more number of customers to the stores. That is what we say it as. It can be generated their own type of traffic on the basis of the convenience, what is going to be helping our customers for satisfying their needs. Then we have like shopping goods, which will be involved more intensive selling efforts. Okay, which will be suiting like which will be suitable for automobiles and furnitures. Fine. This is something like infrequently purchased one. Okay, but moderate we can say that few after few years we are going to change the automobiles, the furnitures into the home. Yes, yes. At least we say it as something shopping goods. And for this type of location can be seen somewhere they get a more space to keep their materials and to display is the most biggest one for displaying all the type of variants and different types of models. Probably they require the huge space. So now when we're talking about huge space, it requires rent also. So especially in malls or somewhere like other type of power centers, we people cannot go because for a very small space you have to pay more rent. So this type of can be used to see to it that the way there is a traffic is huge passing in front of it, and the customers who want to reach those type of locations and convenience should be there. Sir. That should be kept in the mind. Then we have some specialty goods which will be imply like products with a very high price for single unit. You take it for single unit, very high price. Okay, for like example like luxurious cars or maybe a photographic equipments which are very professional. Fine. So these are not brought again and again. You're going to purchase very rare. So we say it as brought infrequently, and also which will be taking lot of effort from many customers while deciding upon such type of products or services. And these are usually kept into something like isolated locations, very unique type of locations where more traffic is not there. But because of that, people who are very much inclined towards such luxurious cars or professional photographic people, they go a while and they're going to buy it. So it's, on the base of this concept, these type of specialized goods can be kept into some isolated place, and because of that, they're going to draw generate traffic for themselves or for customers. So we have like trading area. Now this trading area is like a very continuous geographic area for which a retailer will be drawing certain customers, because this area talks about presence of the retailer and how best the retailer can get his own traffic. Okay, the number of customers that he requires to serve. So next we have like note. This says that a trade area may be a part of a city, okay, or sometimes it can be extended beyond the city boundaries also. Fine. There is no hard and fast rule that it should be in specific place only. Wherever you people find your customers, I mean the retailer finds their customers, and if they want to, serve them because of the potentiality that the business that they look for into that particular location. So probably that can be a trade area. So what we mean by analysis of this trade area? We remember this is very much important. Before you people select a certain location, see to it that the potentiality of the market to bring you the business, okay, has to be understood, and also the profile of the customers should be readily available, and it can be easily understood by the retailer, and also the competition which is there in that particular trade area. So what type of competitors are there? What are their strategies? What type of product categories or product lines those people have there? Okay, what type of products they are very good in pushing? So all those, everything has to be known. Note that a saturated trade area will be always offering customers with a very high or different type of merchandise. Okay, and also it will be ensuring that a very good profit, which will be very much impressive for the retailers, can be expected in that particular trade area market. So there are three type of trade areas. Primary trade area, which is primarily covering around 50 to 80% of the store's customers. Okay, major type, that type of trade areas, the customers will be high enough in reaching the retail stores. Okay, they will be able to attract, okay, 50 to 80. Now secondary trade areas where this type of contains some additional 15 to 25% of the stores customers. They are good enough in attracting 15 to 25%. That's why we say such type of area will be a secondary trade areas. Okay, then trade areas will be something like area which will be covering the and also balancing the customers which is left out from these two. Okay, these trade areas will are having dependent on certain type of distance between the locations. Fine, and always they do not have to be concentric in the nature. Doesn't mean that all the shops should be in particular area only. So these trade areas will be a little bit far from each other. Fine, on the basis of advantage of a location, trade areas can be defined. It may be a primary or secondary or third. Fine. So while we people are selecting certain site, we say the site selection analysis. It's a very common thing that everybody does it, and it's very easy for understanding also. You consider that as a retailer, certain following factors before people go for selecting a site. One is in that particular site, what type of products are sold has to be understood. Okay, this means that what type of requirements that customers in that particular area has for different products or services. If that is made available to them, customers are ready to buy. And also you should find that make some costing work on that. What is the cost associated? Especially we say the cost factor, the cost which is associated in putting up your shop in that particular location. So this depends on that. Fine. Then also we go to competitors location. Sorry. Okay, we go with some competitors location also. See to it that your location is how much advantages than the competitor. Maybe sometimes competitor may have a very huge advantage compared to your location in the same area. So select something a site which can give a competitors a huge some considerable amount of competition to them. Fine. But then also how easy that a traffic find themselves very convenient in passing through your site, in front of your site or in that trade area. Okay, and how much it's accessible to the people, how best they can reach, how much transportation facilities provided, how much parking facilities provided to them. Fine. For pedestrian where there is a some considerable amount of space left for them to walk, those all things has to be kept. And also parking facility, as I told you, then market trends has to be very much seen, because market trends change from area to area. What trend you people find in Belgium, probably that trend cannot be found in maybe in the Hooghly, right? Then nearby places the trend changes. So you have to understand that what trend is going on in that particular market, and according to that trend, what are the products or services which will be helping to maintain that trend and the visibility of the trend. Fine. So we have seventh one, like visibility, as I told you. So people should remember it. So awareness, creating an awareness among the segment, okay, customers, okay, segmented customers. So it's very much challenging one that how best to make a retail store or your site visible to the other. So retail, if the retail store wants to be more visible to the customers, site should be located in such an area where it will be easily recognizable by the customers. Okay. So we have certain location assignment procedures here for the perspective of retail outlet. So what we do, especially in sorry, the while we are assessing the location, okay, there's certain type of procedures we people can use. Very easy it is, like checklist analysis, which is very simplest one. Okay, this framework will be usually looking for geodemographic, the area as well as the demographics of the customers, and also it will be analyzing the behavior of the customers who will be shopping, and what level of competition is there in that particular a location, and also the cost and associated with the location operations which you people do in that particular location, and also the accessibility, how convenient that location is to reach the customers, okay, and meet the customers. Fine. Then we have next analog type of analysis, which will be helping you people to predict the performance of the retail store in that particular site economically, how much it is, okay, and also it will be assessing its the potential against the stores which are running in that particular area. So it's something, it is like the comparison what happens like between particular retailer and the competitors what he is facing in that particular area. So then we have the third one, financial analysis. This is something like regarding the operations as well as the development what the people take in that particular in that outlet. Okay, and also if people can compare the development cost, okay, from the one location to the locations, and what the investment that has to be done in particular site, okay, and how much returns that is going to give has to be also calculated, and also bidding and the other variable cost against which you people can also expect some returns. Then fourth, we have regression modeling. Now this is something the what you people do is like here you people are going to identify certain type of determinants or certain factors, okay, some different numbers of factors which will be on the basis of the demographic of the customers, and certain factors which you people are going to elicit from the research on the basis of accessibility of the site, and how much the competitive environment is, what type of competition and a customer, I mean, sorry, a retailer are going to face in that particular area. Then trade area characteristics, okay, area wise. So, and also we are going to estimate what potential turnover can be found for a specific site or a location. Fine. So this includes what generator factors, and that factors will be analyzed. We say it as regression mode. Then we have retail area development, where four major interested groups which we people have to consider, which can be working individually, or sometimes they are going to have some partnership to overcome the any difficulties or obstacles while developing the new store. Okay, one is like public, then the developers who will be helping to develop infrastructure for the retail, the government which talks about rules and regulations of starting a retail store, and also running the retail store. Fine. So as something like legitimate one, something like we can say it as law or regulations which are governing, and also other retailers are also will be helping, or sometimes they are going to affect the operations of your retail store. So we have some objectives of good store design, where why we people are going to have good store design. One is it will be helping you people to implement the strategy, retail strategy, what has been decided upon. This will be influence the customer's behavior. What type of the customers are, and how best we people can enter, alter the customers behavior, and find something more flexible for even customers also. Okay, in the retail locations or design, sorry, the good design of the retail store will be giving more flexibility of shopping experience. Then also control the design and maintenance cost. Okay, in such a way that how best the space is utilized here, how best the merchandise is has put on the rack. Okay, in a very limited space, how much more display is going to be given to the customers. Okay, which can help a customers to be a more impulsive buyer at that moment, if a design promises customers to generate certain interest into him to buy certain products. And to meet legal requirements, as I said, any good store design should be legally developed as per the law. Okay, so this will be completing your location strategy. Okay, module 3.